Llegó el momento de una nueva conferencia, en este caso en inglés, Crime and Crypto, Identifying and Stopping Illicit Activity with Cryptocurrency Analytics and Forensic Technology. Desde Estados Unidos vamos a recibir a William Callahan. Le queremos agradecer también el apoyo para este segmento que está patrocinado por la Boston Blockchain Association. El saludo para Lily Cheng, entonces, que nos acompaña también en este Blockchain Summit Global. William Callahan es director de Gobierno y Asuntos Estratégicos de Blockchain Intelligence Group, es ex agente de la DEA, ex agente especial de la DEA y actual director, como les decía, de Gobierno y Asuntos Estratégicos de Blockchain Intelligence Group. Vamos a pasar al inglés, por supuesto, para continuar con la presentación. William Callahan uses his plus 20 years experience in drug and financial crime investigations to explain criminal activity with digital assets, emerging scams and frauds resulting in the loss of millions of dollars in cryptocurrency. Learn best practices used by law enforcement, regulators, and financial institutions to combat this activity. Callahan is a retired DEA special agent in charge and currently Director of Government and Strategic Affairs at the Blockchain Intelligence Group. It's an honor for us to have you present here, and we have also here a member of our organization team, Alejandro Panuncio.
Thank you, Alejandra. Hi, William. How are you?
Hi, Alejandro. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you. We are so glad to have you here. Thank you, and we are looking forward for your presentation.
Great, looking forward to it, and thank you again, and appreciate everybody attending this wonderful event. It's a great international event talking blockchain. What I want to talk to you today about is crime and crypto. As was introduced, I left the DEA late last year and came to a company called Blockchain Intelligence Group. Blockchain Intelligence Group mission is to basically make a safe and accountable blockchain in the cryptocurrency sphere, and I'll go through that a little bit here and talk about analytics and forensic technology and some of the crime that we are seeing. I won't bore you with my background, but as was introduced, have an extensive background in money laundering and narcotics. During that time, I did get to see some cases involving blockchain, particularly some cryptocurrency. Those cases centered around things that you may be familiar with, like the Silk Road, drug trafficking. Just a little bit about Blockchain Intelligence Group, who basically offer 3 items of interest to the community, to the financial community, to law enforcement, and to those that are investigating financial crimes. First is BitRank Verified. This is a risk scoring software program that scores risk scores, addresses, hashes, wallets that I'll show you momentarily. Clue is a forensic analysis of the blockchain. And we'll look at a couple of graphs that we have. And when you heard lately of some ransomware and some criminal activity, well, as we all know, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, it's pseudonymous, and we're able to track and trace those transfers along the blockchain. And one of our other offerings is the Certified Cryptocurrency Investigator Training. We have trained hundreds of law enforcement officers, bank officials who are involved in AML, KYC, sanctions compliance in the cryptocurrency investigation, bringing them up to speed of what they need to know today to bank cryptocurrency, to investigate cryptocurrency crimes. So with that, I'm just going to go right into some of the frauds and scams that we have seen. It's really more for awareness out there. Some of the schemes that we've seen. We also know that the dark web hosts many websites, many marketplaces where things like illegal drugs, weapons, human trafficking, sex trafficking is also sold there, and in cryptocurrency, and primarily the Bitcoin to be in particular. But these are some frauds and scams, and we're seeing these more at a local level. A lot of our local police departments have been taking reports and trying to track down these fraudsters and scam artists. So with that, I'm just going to go into some of them that we're seeing here. First one is fake investments. Excuse my language if I offend anybody, but this is a term that is used here in the industry. These coins, they refer to a fake cryptocurrency or coins or tokens with no potential for long-term value. This type of cryptocurrency scam tries to convince an investor of the benefits of a relatively unknown coin, asking them to buy the fake project with the promise that it'll be worth more in due time. So we do see that these kind of scams that are going on, and again, it's something like we've seen in other marketplaces such as the stock market or other investments. These are just fake investments. So if you're in the financial industry or law enforcement, this is just something to warn people about as you're educating your customers or your community about these various scams that are going on. Something just to, in discussing this, I like to put out there, because folks that I've spoken to, they hear these terms. Many people are familiar with what an IPO or an initial public offering is, but they're unfamiliar with an initial coin offering. And they are two different things. Initial public offering is a process which a private corporation is listed as a public corporation by offering its stock to the general public. And with an IPO or an initial public offering, there is a great deal of background. There's due diligence that's done. The project or the corporation may already have a product out there. It may be proven. Now, whether it's a good investment or not, that's another thing. But it's something that you can actually see. With an IPO, it's proven as a item. But may not be a perfect investment, but it's an investment then that takes some research on there. With an initial coin offering, though, investors generally don't receive ownership shares in a company, but rather digital tokens to be used within the boundaries of that platform. There's little to no regulation in the initial coin offering, and that is something we're grappling with. I think in many of our countries, our regulators are grappling with how do we regulate these initial coin offerings. The initial coin offerings, many of them don't materialize, and then there has been millions of dollars lost in these initial coin offerings. So another thing, and again, for awareness of something, two things that may look alike when you see them, but definitely have some that are different. Mining cryptocurrency scams. These are scams. They're specialized crypto activity. As you know, requires a huge involvement of financial funds for mining equipment. Scammers claim to offer a fixed return for investing in their mining programs or platforms. Scammers resort to using edited images, promises of big profits, and fake testimonials to convince victims to part with fiat or cryptocurrency. So again, if someone's coming to you with one of these offerings, please do your due diligence. Please see if there's something real behind this, or is this just another scam? Probably one of the most we'll see prevalent scams are these social media giveaways, fake bounties, giveaways. And I have an example here. I'll just briefly go through with you. It's a tweet. It looks and appears that it's coming from Elon Musk, the millionaire developer of Tesla, the founder of Tesla, the cars, the electric cars. And so we see this with many different celebrities and politicians and people that may do good for the community and may do something like this. Basically, they're saying if you send me a little Bitcoin or $1,000, they'll send back $2,000. That's what they're saying. Or maybe I've seen some, and it could just be a few dollars. It doesn't have to be specified. They may say $10, and the hopes are they get hundreds and hundreds of people to send $10 or $20 each to them. They're asked for a crypto deposit. Again, should be a red flag to anybody before being eligible to win the giveaway or to receive the funds. They may be asked to register on a clone platform or a platform, another platform there. And in those instances, they're probably gathering additional information from somebody that they'll use later on. And then they'll send it to you. And in this instance, here's a copy of the tweet. And as you can see, they're asking for $1,000, and they tell you he's going to send back $2,000. Included with a scam like this is you see here a hash. Send the money to, or your Bitcoin, or the cryptocurrency. And of course, it's going to come with, the true scam is that this is only good for, the next 30 minutes or a very short period of time. So my first example here, just wanted to show you something that we do at Blockchain Intelligence Group is we do graphs. We do graphs of the blockchain. And just going back again, this is this scam here. This is this address, the one you can see in the middle of the page. It starts with BC1 in the tweet. And as you can see, lots of people sent money to this, or the money is going into this address here. And with cryptocurrency, once it goes in, it hits the blockchain, it is gone. It is not reversible here. But I want to show you a little closer look. Now that was the big from the high in the sky look. But what we'll do is we'll drill down. And then we work with law enforcement uses this product. Private investigators, attorneys, prosecutors would use this product here. And to drill down further, we want to see where the money has gone to, what exchanges it's gone to. We'll then, law enforcement will then go to that exchange if they can locate it. Hopefully it's an exchange that has good compliance, meaning good AML practices, good know your customer, KYC practices, and an attempt to either return the funds, seize funds, identify who's the command and control of those accounts, and hopefully at some point prosecute them. So that's what it would look like when we drill down a little bit further on that massive amount of transfers that were made. Here's another scam that we've seen. These are the crypto pump and dump scams. And just like in a stock market, you see these pump and dump scams happening frequently. These are targeting really retail investors and traders of cryptocurrency, institutional traders. They research stuff. They probably know when it's a pump and dump scam that's coming. But the retail trader who may not have the resources to do a good, thorough due diligence, may get caught up in something like this. So definitely something to be aware of. And this is where basically, as the graph shows here, the scammers will purchase a cryptocurrency at a very low price, very cheap price. And then they will, through social media, through word of mouth, or however they can get the word out, they will create this this fear of missing out, right? That's usually the FOMO that happens there. But they're going to pump up this currency. They're going to pump it up that it's the next best thing. It's going to be valuable. And as soon as it hits a price, as soon as people come into the market and the price goes up, well, then the original scammers who bought at a low price are going to sell their cryptocurrency, and knowing that the price is just going to plummet because there's nothing behind that, or it's going to fall. So this is a traditional pump and dump scam, something to be aware of. Fake cryptocurrency exchanges. Seeing some more of these. This is where scammers set up a fake cryptocurrency exchange. These fake exchanges may trick users by offering extremely competitive prices that attract them into thinking they got a very cheap transaction. Could be cheap fees or no fees and quick access. So it's something to be aware of before investing. Is this a real exchange? What's behind it? Is there anybody behind this exchange? Yeah, they could set up a fancy website and put out some social media, and that's cheap these days to do something like that. So it's something else before even making that investment or putting your crypto onto an exchange. You definitely want to do so, again, some due diligence and do some background checks on it, that you're using a reputable exchange for your crypto. Blackmailing scams, blackmail attempts in which strangers threaten you in exchange for bitcoins as a means of extortion. The sender says that the keylogger has been installed on your webcam. They say they've been recording you, or doing something you shouldn't have been doing. The sender provides two options: send Bitcoin to suppress the material, or send nothing and see the content sent to your email contacts spread across your social networks. There's a number of scams that are similar like this when I was with the DEA, and it still continues to this day. People who sometimes purchase maybe some sort of not an illegal narcotic, but maybe a medicine or maybe something for medicinal use. Maybe they even just looked into it on a website that's set up specifically to capture their information, and then they'll get a call from somebody purporting or pretending to be a special agent with the DEA or the IRS or some other agency, saying, well, we know that you are looking at, or you received, or you purchased some sort of substance. Again, I'm not saying it's a legal substance, but maybe it's some other substance. And then they demand money. They demand to be sent Bitcoin. They demand to be sent a prepaid card. So something to be aware of. I will say all the federal agencies in the U.S. and the United States have said collectively over and over again that nobody from the DEA or FBI or Homeland Security or IRS will call you and demand money. There is a process for that, and you will know that process, it's all a legal process before any money is due, and there's usually a court judgment or some other official means. So if you receive a call, these are blackmailing scams, and they are what they are, just scams. Phishing and spear phishing, just want to call your attention to that. Some of these other scams touch upon phishing and spear phishing. Just the difference, the spear phishing is when they're really asking you for some specific information, such as mother's maiden name, last four of your social security, and they're putting all this into their database, and they're collecting this, and maybe they'll come back a month later and ask for a different piece of information, that they're really trying to build that profile. So something to be aware of. Also, how do they get to you? They send you an email. And if you look on the right-hand side of the screen, you will see, and I have it highlighted there, you think that the first look that says blockchain.com, you think that that's legit. When you look a little closer, you see that they misspelled it by one word. So that misspelling was done on purpose, because that's how we've seen it in emails, in these phishing emails, and someone will click on it and start to enter information. Another scam that's really prevalent is a romance scam that we're seeing here. This is where somebody is believing that they are communicating with somebody that they're probably attracted to, that is being led to believe that they're in some romantic relationship, but a virtual romantic relationship. They fake their intentions toward the victim. They gain their affection and then use that goodwill to get the victim to send money. Probably underreported, not reported as much as it's happening, but it is being reported. Again, we're talking about a few $100s to maybe a few $1,000s at a time, but for which I like to call the bad guys, that does add up. These scams are often perpetrated by organized criminal gangs, and there are multiple victims. So they will target a lot of people at one time. They'll use fake pictures of, maybe somebody that's very good looking, they think, or maybe they'll have somebody in on it. It'll be organized and they'll have somebody in on it to create that real life type of connection. But of course, it's all virtual. And especially now with the pandemic and people on lockdown, the great excuse is I can't travel to your country or to your state or wherever you may be. But they continue to build this relationship, and then someone falls for it and sends money. So another one of these scams to be aware of. I'm sure that you're talking about ransomware throughout your conference here, so I won't go into too many details or too deep into ransomware, but you've seen it. It's been on the news, at least here in the United States, a lot. And it seems to, a worldwide problem that we're all addressing. Ransomware is a type of malicious software designed to block access to a computer system until a sum of money is paid. Plain and simple. And these groups are using, the Bitcoin, are using cryptocurrency as the currency, as the way to get it unlocked. That's what they're using to. And some companies are finding it easier just to pay, get the key, unlock things, as opposed to, try to figure out if this is real or not, or have their systems taken over. I say ransomware. I just wanted to share with you again forensics, and this is the good thing about cryptocurrency and the blockchain, right? The blockchain never forgets. So one of the things that we'll do, again, working with their partners in law enforcement, working with the private industry, cybersecurity folks too, are starting to realize the importance of learning what the tools are, of learning what to look for so that they can react quickly. This is just a brief sketch of the dark side ransomware. It's a hacker group. They were involved in Colonial Pipeline, and just some of the transfers that were made. Just for the purposes of this presentation, you'll see the circles are wallets. The squares represent transactions. So if you're looking at the purple on the other one, you see a dark side ransom group and how they're flowing, the monies are flowing, and where they're flowing to and from. In this instance, there was some tracing done, and we were able to trace the money. In the dark side, the Colonial Pipeline hack, the government was able to retrieve a good deal of funds from that one. This is just that tracking where the money was seized by the government. Something to be aware of for those of you that are in government as well, which would be a whole nother presentation, which would be happy to talk to you about seizing cryptocurrency. How do you seize it? There are many departments that I've met with. They believe they take the computer, they took the phone, they seize that, and that's seizing the crypto. And as probably many of you are aware, that's not where the crypto rests, right? Unless their private keys are on there. But most of the illicit actors and then the bad guys, they keep their private keys somewhere else. So it's another service, something else that we can help out with in arranging. If you are conducting an investigation, are going to seize cryptocurrency, you want to pre-plan that as well. For many years during my time in DEA, it was very easy to seize a bag of money. We took it from the bad guy and we put it into evidence, or we put it into a bank account and hold it. But cryptocurrency, you really need to think about it differently, how to seize it, how to store it, how to basically block it if someone does have private keys to it, and how we're going to get it. So again, it's something else always be happy to talk to somebody about. So, I showed you some charts. There are some open source. So currently many investigations are done with some open source resources that you can get. And this is time consuming. It involves spreadsheets, involves, going to multiple locations. And these are just a couple of the resources on some of them. So you have a wallet explorer here. This currency is Bitcoin, so walletexplorer.com. You can go on there, search an address, and see the flow. These don't do what companies like Blockchain Intelligence Group, what we do is provide it in that graphing format, give it some context, connect it to exchanges, and connect it to other transactions. And as you saw in some of those graphs, we can also list out the money there, and then there are tools to populate some other information as well. Ethereum, that also you can look at Etherscan, and just a note on Ethereum from my perspective, which I noticed there was a recent hack, the Polygon attack that you may have read about, and during that attack, the victim, in this case the Polygon network, and the attacker engaged in communications over the Ethereum blockchain, which I thought was quite interesting in terms of returning the money, why this person was doing it, which I found unique from a law enforcement standpoint. Not only were they engaging in conversation, which was open to the public, but during their conversations, they also engaged in conversation that was encrypted. And from a law enforcement standpoint, that was very, very interesting to me. The encrypted conversation. So that's Ethereum. And as I say, here is we looked at the graphs here. We did want to mention to you, if this is something that you're interested in, if you're in law enforcement, a prosecutor, into investigations tomorrow here on this platform, please check the workshop schedule. We'll be giving a little bit longer demonstration and talking about cryptocurrency and blockchain forensic software Clue and BitRank Verified. My partner Colin Angus will be on the webinar tomorrow, talking about that. That wraps up my presentation here. Here's my information. Please, if you are on LinkedIn, there's my LinkedIn information. Please contact me, my Twitter, my email address. If you are doing these types of investigations, love to hear from you. I always like to talk about investigations. What are you seeing? We are, if you haven't had training in it, our cryptocurrency investigator training program. We can talk to you about that. We are building, we call that CCI, Cryptocurrency Investigators, CCI. We are building a CCI, a global community, where we're bringing our global community on for webinars. We have a Discord channel, and just other ways that we're networking within that. So it's a great way to meet people in law enforcement, the private sector, and to discuss what we're all seeing in this world. So I think all of us want to make sure that we bring a safe, accountable, the argument that the cryptocurrency and the blockchain is used by the bad guys. Well, the bad guys use a lot of things, and we don't ban them. We learn to address it. We learn to police it, and that's what we want to be part of, working with you and your local authorities, your financial institutions, and your associations to bring a safe and accountable blockchain. So with that, I definitely want to thank the Boston Blockchain Association for this opportunity to bring me on to this platform, and to all my friends around the world in Latin America, and at the Latin American Blockchain Association as well.
Thank you, William. Thank you for your contact information, for all the material you shared with us. It was an honor to have you here, and have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye bye. William Callahan desde Estados Unidos, entonces compartiendo con nosotros esta nueva conferencia.